Motion detection seems to work as long as the camera does not go off. So for example, if I pause the video and it's windy outside, the camera will start recording by itself, as you just saw. Right? You stop the video, menu comes up, video stop, detects motion, motion goes on. So if the camera stays on, the motion detection will work. But, and to check, here's the setting. Motion's on, right? And parking mode is on. Now, if the camera goes off, right? Camera turns off. It's still on because I have the power on all the time. And just to prove it, right? The car's off. Here's the keys, right? Turn the camera on. By default, starts recording right away. But if I stop it now, it will not start again, because when you turn the camera off, it doesn't remember the motion setting, and it's usually a running man over there. So if you go to settings, you'll see that the motion is turned off. Parking mode, however, is still on. And that's good, because if your car gets hit, I have it set to medium, so I don't know if this will set it on, but imagine I get hit, I'm gonna hit the door here. I don't think that was hard enough. If I hit the window, I'm afraid to crack it. The G sensor notices an impact to the car, turns on the camera, records, and locks the video. I don't know if you can see it here. That's a locked icon. So after my 3-minute clip, the lock becomes unlocked and goes back to recording normal. Now in this case, since there's no motion detection, I believe this will keep recording. It doesn't turn off. In other words, someone hit you, G sensor turns camera on, records the event for 3 minutes, right? It's enough time to capture someone's plate or someone hitting your car, for example. In theory, it should turn back off, because that was the state of the camera, right? It was off before the G sensor turned it on. But it doesn't seem to go off. It just stays on. So I'm going to pause the video and wait 3 minutes to see what happens. I believe it just keeps recording. All right, coming up in 3 minutes. The clip will reset. See, it keeps recording. So the camera will just keep recording. So if you're on vacation and you don't want to drain your battery, I mean, the camera's technically on all the time. I'm assuming while the camera's recording, it draws more amperage than when it's sleeping. And this time, for some reason, the screen didn't go off. The screensaver usually goes back after a minute. So I want to see, I'm gonna wait a minute now, see if the screen goes off. Maybe the G sensor video stays on. See, now it's unlocked. It's a little darker on the screen than it is on the phone. All right, so it's unlocked now. I want to see what happens after a minute. All right, coming up to the minute, the screen should go to sleep mode. And it's still on. Now, I'll check the setting to make sure I have the screensaver on. Let me see. Unless that went off, but I don't think so. It is... screensaver. It's on for 1 minute. But it did not go off this time. I don't understand why sometimes these things work and sometimes they don't. Let me stop the video. Now let me wait a minute and see what happens. All right, here's the minute coming up. And it did not go off again. So, I don't know why. Okay, so I turn off the camera, bring it back on, wondering if it has something to do with a G sensor event. Let's see if the screen goes off this time. Oh, it was on already. I'm sorry. All right, so I'm on the wait a minute, and I want to see if it goes off after a minute. Here's a minute mark, and it went off this time. So that's good. So it seems like the screensaver does not go off if the G sensor sets it off. And you have to reset the camera, restart the camera in order for the camera to go back to its normal operating mode. So I'm going to test that again. All right, so I'm going to turn off the camera. And I don't want to go off this time. There we go. All right, so camera is on. That was weird. Hold it for 10 seconds. All right, camera goes off. The light's no longer blinking. I'm going to set the G sensor off. There we go. That was hard. Camera goes on. Starts recording. Locks the video. I want to see what happens after 1 minute. And some of you asked before about the GPS coordinates. Yes, they're a little jumpy. It's definitely not consistent. I'm not moving at the moment, but you see my miles per hour keeps changing. To me, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm not moving. But when I'm moving, the miles per hour is consistent. The GPS, however, the coordinates do jump around. I could see that I'm at 74 point whatever, and occasionally that 0 point or the 6 is the incorrect one. I don't know why it does it. I do have another GPS in here, but currently the car's off. So I don't think the other GPS module is on, but it is attached to the radio, and the radio has a constant power on, so I don't know if that GPS is on all the time. Coming up to a minute. Screen did not go off. Now to test it, if I stop the video, turn it back on, I'm gonna wait another minute and see what happens. Coming up to the minute, and it should shut off, and did not shut off. So that's what it is. I have to stop the video, turn off the camera. See, I think that kills the battery faster. So let's say someone hits my car and I'm still in the office for another 5 hours. It sounds like the camera's gonna stay on full display for the remaining 5 hours. I don't know if that will kill the battery. I mean, it draws 2.5 amps, which is not that much. But it shouldn't stay on. So I'm gonna test it again. I'm gonna wait a minute. Okay, coming up to the minute. Now the screen should shut off now because I restarted the camera after the G-Shock thing. And there it goes. Camera went off. So that's what that is. Okay, we got that down. So let's try. I'm gonna try the G sensor with the parking mode off. See if that works. All right, camera's off. No blinking green light. That was pretty hard. So the parking mode. That was pretty hard. That should have set off the sensor. I'll break the window soon. I do have a crack. Okay, so parking mode off, the G sensor doesn't seem to work. So maybe that's what parking mode does. So why isn't this called parking mode instead of G sensor? It should just have one setting, not two, I would assume. Let's try it again. big fingers. So anywhere you're touching the screen, it beeps. It's hard to tell if I'm pressing the right spot. There you go. So now, turn on parking mode. We'll try the same thing again. I'm going to hit the window, see if it goes back on. All right, camera's off. Blinking LED's off. Now let's see if punching the window sets it off. Light goes on. Camera goes on. So parking mode and G-sensor kind of work together. I think you can't have one without the other. You can't have G-sensor on. The G-sensor, okay, it makes sense. The G-sensor, no. Is a sensitivity maybe? Nah, it's because it's off. So if it's set to, I have it on medium. If it's set to medium, then why is parking mode there? So that's not very clear to me. But overall, I like the camera. And it has these little details that I don't really care for, just like the glitchiness of the GPS and the miles per hour jump between 0 and occasionally it goes up to like 2,000 miles an hour when I'm not moving. That stuff doesn't bother me. I'm just happy that I have video overlay while I'm driving. And then when I watch the videos on playback, it shows the miles per hour. See, right now it's not really jumping around too much. In fact, the miles per hour haven't changed yet. Maybe because the phone's close. I don't know what happened. Oh, because recording maybe? Let's see on pause. No, it's not jumping again. Anyway. So let me go back and do parking mode. I'll leave that on, I guess. Leave that off. Medium. Everything else is fine. So I don't want the camera on all night long. Turn it off. Only thing I care is if someone tries to break in the car, the G-sensor will go on. Hopefully I'll catch them either be inside, in front or behind the car. If they walk around the car, unfortunately, I'm not going to see that. And it actually makes sense, right? Because if you live in an area that's always windy, like Chicago, you don't want the camera to go on every single second. You just want to capture true events. And the G-sensors to do it. Medium, as you can see, you have to hit the window. If I open the door, it does not trigger the camera to turn on. Maybe if it's set to high, it does. But I tested that too and it didn't work. Actually, let's try it out since I'm here doing a video. All right, so I'm gonna set. Setting the G-sensor to high. Turning off the camera. I'm gonna pretend someone just broke in the car by opening the door. See, it didn't turn on the camera. Now, hitting the window, I want to see if it requires the same force. I hit it lightly. Still lightly. Pretty lightly. A little harder. I want to say not as hard as last time on medium. But I would think the low setting would have done it. Let's try it again. This time I'm going to hit the door. I'm going to hit the door like someone's trying to break in. See, it's not setting it off. If I move the car, stiff suspension, it's hard to shake it. But that didn't set it off. Visor. Nothing. Seats. Nothing. Wheel. Nothing. So, ow, that hurts. What else can I hit? All I can hit is the front window. My hand is already hurting. So I want to say it was pretty much the same Medium and high seem to be the same thing. Come on, stop being blurry. There you go. I guess I'll leave it on high then, just in case.